Hello everyone, welcome back. You could probably guess by who is on display here, who we're going to be playing today. Um, but let me go into Photo Studio and let's go ahead and click Raphael. Let's put on our infinity goggles, right? So we can keep our hairstyle. I took new pictures with her, that's why she looks different now. Accessories, facial, infinite feature. I want to keep the purple braid. Sorry, my mic is really close. I keep hitting it all the time. And then we're going to go to memories. First, we're going to do, I think, Raphael's 4-star card. And then I'm going to... Or maybe I should just read his 5-star card real quick. I'm going to do this both at the same time. So they'll both be recorded. Obviously, the 4-star will come out first because it's going to be quicker to edit. But I think... all 50, right? I think they're all 50. But I think I want to do this first. So I picked Rafayel third because I don't know what role he plays in this. I'm so curious about it. Like, you know, Zane's a general. Silas is a part of the galaxy. Caleb is a part of the galaxy. Xavier probably is too. He's probably like a prince from Belos still. Maybe from a neighboring galaxy, maybe from the same galaxy. I don't know. But who is Raphael? Like, I'm really curious. So let's play him before he starts spoiling us with too much of his stuff, right? And Silas will always be in my lap, Silas Meow, for these things, just because, I don't know, it gives me something to do whenever I'm reading and whenever things become awkward, which things have become awkward in the 5 stars so far. There's been a bedroom scene in all of them. I've only read 2, but there's been a bedroom scene in all of them, which is a little bit awkward to read sometimes, but so let's just get with it. Fires of Devotion. That, I love the sound of that, Fires of Devotion. Let's play it. And I can keep my face in the center of my camera. The vessel exists. The vessel exits the navigation tunnel and lands on a planet where the Empire's foundation of faith, the Sanctide Court, is located. Okay, lands on a planet. Okay, are we in the same galaxy? I'm curious. Following the path while... I can't read very well when it's... Following the path while the court members serve as a guide, my attendant and I walk toward the tallest chapel on the planet. Really cool
Your
looking,
Majesty,
isn't it?
please sit on the Sanctus bench.
It's located on the right side of the building. Stained glass windows reflect golden morning light and cast magnificent colors across the area. Faint murmurs drift around the room. People who have already filled the observation seats converse in hushed tones. Following their gazes and conversations, I also look toward the gallows in the center of the chapel. Bound to it is the previous monarch of the cosmic empire, Lysander. He's nothing more than a criminal now, a sinner. Oh. Previous monarch. So the person who she succeeded. Maybe? The sound of footsteps echo against the stone floor, and the conversations around us immediately cease as the members of the Sanctide Core rise in union. I hope they give us some more insight what the Sanctide Court is. It's him. Raphael is here.
Your quintessence.
Is he a priest in this? The quintessence has been referred to as someone of nobility, royalty, something like that along those lines in his myths. God of the tides, they referred to him as his quintessence before he arose or tried to, perform the ceremony of the flame. The white hood covers half of Raphael's face as he steps through the light and onto the Sanctus bench. He slightly tilts his head to glance at me. I happen to meet his gaze. His indifference doesn't carry scrutiny, yet on me it weighs heavy like a mountain. I remain seated and make no effort to rise. He says nothing and sits next to me.
This place is remote and hardly pleasant. I thought the Empress wouldn't grace us with her presence.
As the Cosmic Empire's Empress, judging the guilty former monarch is also my duty. I saw him without his hood during, like, the event story. Why can't we get a version of him without his hood? I would love to take pictures of him, like, without his hood, but it, like, covers half his face whenever you take certain angles. Really annoying. Raphael says nothing. He taps the edge of the chair, and the man standing in the corner... the man standing in the center straightens his collar. And so the trial begins.
As the stellar ocean watches us, our faith in them remains unwavering. In accordance to the stellar ocean's current incarnation, the Sanctarch, I, the presiding judge appointed by his quintessence, shall sentence Lysander, the former emperor of the Empire. Lysander incited interstellar warfare to satisfy his personal desires and misused Estispith. He is no longer worthy of the noble throne. Therefore, Lysander shall be exiled to a black hole, and no one will be sent to retrieve him.
Wow. Where does a black hole lead? To the
Representatives of the Empire, do you agree with this judgment?
In the Allure Galaxy, the Cosmic Empire may command all visible authority. But the Sanctide Court controls the unseen foundation of faith, manipulating the very heartbeat of the Empire from the shadows, the shoulders, from the shoulders upright. They're the brains. So they're the faith of the Empire, kind of like the Pope, kind of, right? Except they're like, you know, the entire faith of the Empire. I guess it kind of works in the way because, you know, the Federation and I forgot where Silas is from. They're not really with the Empire, so the Sanctide probably doesn't have very much sway over them as they do the Empire. Ever since Raphael became the Sanctide, the Sanctide's court's powers has expanded to the point that it temporarily crippled the Empire's development. Oh. Even though my reign as Empress hasn't been legitimized yet, facing the former Emperor's execution, I'm nothing more than a bystander. Execution. Is that essentially what going to the black hole means? I agree, I do not agree. So let's not agree, right? Because that's going to lead to the bad ending. Let's see. The Empire can't be a subordinate to the Sanctide Court forever. Confessions will only encourage them to push for more. I do not agree. Lysander's punishment should be decided by the Empire. The Sanctide Court has no right to interfere. All is quiet in the chapel. Raphael looks at me, his gaze not revealing the seriousness I expected. Rather, there's a hint of intrigue. I guess if I went down the correct ending, I'll just come back to this at the end of it and finish it. The Sanctide Court members immediately arise and surround me and my attendants. So Raphael raises his hand. He's signaling them to stand down.
Since Her Majesty wishes to personally judge Lysander, I can make concessions. However, as the Sanctarch, I need to act on behalf of the Sanctide Court's interests if the Empress decides to take Lysander away.
Understanding Raphael's warning, I remain resolved in making my choice. Maybe I chose the incorrect path. Maybe I chose what I wanted. I still remember the sunlight on the day I left the chapel. Resisting the sanctity core was easier than I imagined, but making the choice wasn't difficult. The real challenge lay in the consequences. I used all my resources in an effort to find the sanctity core's weakness, or rather Raphael's weakness. I set my sights on Raphael's home planet, Mura. That's where Estes Pith, the most important resource to the Empire, was located. When I attempted to control it, the Sanctite Court immediately declared war against the Empire. This protracted conflict consumed nearly half of my life. Dang. Unfortunately, what I learned during that time happened while I was trapped in the depths of the chapel. Sometimes I wonder if things would have been different, assuming the Saint Tart and I stayed in contact. Maybe I would have gotten a chance to sit down and talk with him. But the wheel of history only moves forward. Even though I am somewhat caught up in its monumentum, I will still do my best to fulfill my duty as an empress. Excerpt from the Empress's journal. From her journal. That's funny. You know, I'm thinking these images probably would look better if they weren't filtered. So let's just take it off. There we go. Probably looks better like that. I'll just continue to do that from now on. Although it looks like I might have shifted the frame to the picture of the top one a little bit, because there's like this stark line down the middle of it. Whatever, it's fine. Okay. Go back. Let's recall from this one. We're gonna go back to our choice. Okay, we're back here. We're gonna say I agree. To ask me in such a pretentious manner, do I even have the option to disagree? On behalf of the Empire, I agree. For thousands of years, the Stellar Ocean has continued to observe the most ancient traditional methods for judgment. Scrolls are presented one after another to me and Raphael. I pick the quill pen from the table. Change clinks softly as the previous Empire raises his head. One crazed eye gleams under his dirty, matted golden curls.
I never thought I'd be judged by lunatics and liars. Faith, gods, they're nothing but lies.
He says lunatics and liars. He sounds like the lunatic here. My goodness.
And you, my young empress.
What's wrong with him?
One day, you will become nothing but a rotting corpse in the chapel.
His gaze grows increasingly frenzied, but those words have drained the last ounce of his strength. The iron chains binding him are his only form of support. That's your fate, not mine. I know, right? Jeez. No longer paying attention to his shouts, I lower my gaze and sign my name on the scroll.
Have you ever killed anyone, Your Majesty? It was a joke. Once blood stains your clothes, it's difficult to remove. I happen to have something I want to show you. Follow me, please.
Raphael turns away and right behind him as we leave in the former Emperor's mad laughter. I knew it. I knew it was going to. The former Emperor's mad laughter and curses still echo throughout the chapel, but I don't look back. I have to hover my mouse like right around that pause button because it'll just randomly stop. I gotta look for this little thing right here. If that's there, then it's not going to disappear. I can read faster, but if I read fast, I don't comprehend, and so I have to read slow so I can figure out what's going on. Raphael leads me to the garden at the end of the corridor. Next to a pristine fountain is a graceful sculpture embraced by the morning light.
The Empress's coronation ceremony requires a new statue. I believe an occasion this special shouldn't be left to others.
He lowers his head with one hand. He lifts my chin to make me look at him.
Many have told me that amongst all the royal heirs, you are the most special, but their words have yet to ring true.
I love his eyes. His purple hair and his pink eyes. Like, he's by far my favorite looking model out of all of them. Like, I really do like them. But it's Silas's personality that keeps me at him. Fragmented lights drift through the garden. It's as brilliant as the palace when I first met Rafayel. It's as brilliant as the palace was when I first met Rafayel. On that day, Rafayel became the Sanctarch. As a royal heir, I stood at the great hall and looked at the young handsome Sanctarch. He stood under the dome painting that depicted the stellar ocean. Many have told me that the Sanctarch is skilled in the arts. With this sculpture, the eyes are too narrow and the lips are too thin. It doesn't look like me at all. With an almost insolent gaze, I examine Raphael's face, then I turn around and pick up the carving knife that was set aside. Oh. I'll carve it myself.
You could say I've seen far too many statues of people.
Raphael grips my hand and guides it to carve the statue's face. Their grip is firm and unyielding. I feel as if I'm being controlled like a puppet. When I glance to the side, I note the indifference in Raphael's gaze. I'm at a distance where I can hear him breathe.
They were just monarchs, but they believed that once they were enshrined, they would be immortal like gods. I delivered statue after statue. I didn't have the time to properly appreciate them, since I would already be carving the next one.
Does he make all the statues for them? Man. Yeah, I could see after a while how that would become tedious and they would all start looking the same. Raphael gently brushes away the dust from the statue's face with his fingertips.
How long do you think yours will be displayed in the Great Hall?
When will you be replaced? If we're actually counting, then the Sanctarch must have quite a few sculptures. The faithful dedicated them to your quintessence after all. But when people kneel before your statues, are they praying or readying themselves to be punished for their sins? The Sancti Court is nothing more than a symbol. To me, it doesn't matter who leads it. You only need to do your duties well. As for other matters, it's possible that they're beyond the Sancti Court's jurisdiction.
Long live the Sanctarch! Long live the Sanctarch!
Commotion outside the chapel reverberates at an inopportune moment. My words now seem hollow and empty.
It's time. Would you like to accompany me to see those followers?
Irritated, I pull my hand from Raphael's grasp. That won't be necessary. You've done so much today, your quintessence. It's time for you to rest. So, sounds like they do worship them, right? The faith. The starship is docked on the top floor of the chapel. As I prepare to leave, I look down at the bustling crowd. That splash of color belonging to Raphael is like a spark that fell into a wasteland. As soon as he steps out, a crowd bathed in dimness surrounds him. Only a guest is needed to ignite the flame of conflict. When that happens, I will be subjected and reduced to a chapter in cosmic history under Raphael. I must stop the Sancti Court from expanding. I'm getting lost like always. It's fine. Raphael will be my starting point. I want to stop him. I'm becoming too influential as though I'm getting... They've even hindered what? Empire's progressions or something like that.
They say the Sanctarch has 10 different souls. No one can truly kill his quintessence.
Those who anger the Sanctarch shall be punished by the Stellar Ocean before dying under mysterious circumstances. I heard that his quintessence opens a third eye while sleeping and feeds on human brain matter for sustenance.
Human brain matter. That's funny. Enough. In order to understand who Raphael actually is, I summoned ministers who have contacted him. But I only hear absurd, useless information in the court. I need to silence everyone. They say this. I've heard this. Since when did you start believing in nonsense?
Your Majesty, I think we should focus on Muria. It's a planet controlled by the Sanctide Court.
The strategist, a minister whose duty is to predict the course of events as they unfold and offer me counsel, steps forward.
In the past, the former emperor promised that he'd hand over Muria to the Sanctarch. It was an attempt to appease the Sanctide Court because of their relentless pressure on the Empire. Muria is the Sanctarch's home planet. His quintessence lived there as a child. Moreover, Muria possesses an energy source that's extremely important to the Empire, Astaspith. Ever since the Sanctide Court took control of Muria, they have restricted the Empire's Astaspith extraction and mining operations.
Astaspith? Isn't that what got the previous emperor in trouble? The Empire's technological research and weapons manufacturing uses Astaspith, but only Muria's oceans can produce it. So in this one, she wants this. In Silas's, it was another gem that was embedded into weapons. There are alternative energy sources, but the Sanctide Court's actions are equivalent to strangling half of the Empire's lifeline. Raphael made a brilliant strategic move. The Sanctarch possesses a supernatural ability that lets him control others. The former emperor once told me about it. He theorizes that Astaspith that could affect the human body and bring forth tremendous power. It might be why the Sanctarch can use such a skill. Is Raphael obstructing the Empire's mining operations because Astaspith is extremely important to him? I'm gonna get tired of saying that word. Maybe it's just as Lysander suspected. Astaspith is a source of his supernatural power. See my train of thought, the strategist provides me with additional information.
This year's Tide Prayer is approaching, and we reviewed several records. Every year on that day, the Sanctarch returns to Muria.
The Tide Prayer? He goes to that distant planet from the Allure Galaxy just because of Tide Prayer. Grabbing a possible lead from the Grabbing a possible lead from countless thoughts, I pause and I stand up. It seems the connection between the Sanctarch, Muri, and Astaspith is not a small matter. Why don't we investigate this further? Prepare a starship. Its destination is Muria. Main island. The gray-blue glass acts as the eyelids of a deep sea. It slowly peels away the veneer. A planet silently emerges from the stellar ocean. Its name is Muria. From the stellar ocean. Is that like metaphorical? I thought the stellar ocean was something they were talking about that was actually on the planet. Nope. Dang it. The starship slowly descends and passes through the fog belt at the low altitude. Boundless sea water fills our vision. Oh. So, like, the whole planet is made out of water? Neither pure blue nor black like stagnant water. It's a metallic rust-like gray that surrounds the remaining remnants of land. So wow, like this planet is mostly ocean. This looks like, what's it called? Dang it. Remuria? where the sea god was, where she lived, and the sea god came, and because Remuria was starting to be washed away by countless waves and stuff, and Raphael saved them. As the starship descends through the sea mist, the outline of a small town emerges. Today is Tide Prayer. People dressed in light-colored robes are gathered in the small square. The Sanctart leads their quiet prayers.
May thy will be done in the vastness of the stellar ocean. May thy planets taste immortality under their protection.
I adjust the mask on my face, wrap my cloak more tightly around me, and follow the crowd to the center of the square. I'm going undercover. The morning light falls lovingly upon Raphael like golden gauze draped over an exquisite divine statue. The large hood covers his face as he bestows blessings upon the people who are here for morning prayers.
The radiance shall accompany Muria and all who look up to it forevermore.
During the recitation, I am only a few persons away from Raphael. Raphael raises his head. His sincere gaze is akin to a floating bubble. I hate it so much. Is akin to a floating bubble as it seemingly drifts and lands on me. Oh. Chris says he didn't recognize me, right? Maybe. I quickly lower my head, but all I see is the crowd slowly parting and a hand is extended before me.
One must first acknowledge their sins to find deliverance. Tell me, my lady, what is your sin?
He knows. There's no way he doesn't know. I'm here to seek the Stellar Ocean's protection.
It is their duty.
Raphael takes my hand and leads me to where he has been standing before. I'm under the morning light.
The Stellar Ocean's radiance shines upon all creatures. No matter who you are, you shall be watched by them.
Raphael lowers his gaze in his unfamiliar, gentle gaze. I find myself having trouble reading because I'm always watching to see if this is going to disappear or not, and it's distracting me. Raphael lowers his gaze, and his unfamiliar, gentle gaze seems to have already pierced through my mask. He recognizes me. But watching, this feels more like a covert warning. He doesn't want me to act rashly. He is watching me.
All shall be protected by the Stellar Ocean.
Long live the Sanctart Court! Long live the Sanctart! Long live the Sanctart Court! Long live the Sanctart!
My posture is almost stiff and I'm unable to ignore a certain sensation. Raphael is pressing a small steel dagger against my back. Oh, really?
So the Empress has decided to attend Tide Prayer. Why didn't you tell me in advance, Your Majesty?
Even with a mask, you are undeniably unmistakable.
Please head back. Muria isn't a safe planet. It'd be most unfortunate if something bad were to happen.
You are not welcome here. The chanting lingers in the air, the prayer ends, and the people surge forward. The pressure behind me eases. The crowd instantly engulfs me as my attendant returns to my side. You've been discovered. Keep following him, but be more careful.
Your Majesty, the mining area was sealed off this morning. All the miners have been ordered by the Sanctart Court to withdraw. Last year's mining records show that the area was only sealed off during Tide Prayer, too.
I knew it. Tide Prayer must be Raphael's excuse to return to Muria. His real objective involves Asphystuff. Oh my goodness. We'll stick to our original plan and go underwater. We'll look at the mining area in the sea. Oh?
Please reconsider, Your Majesty. We're unfamiliar with Muria's marine environment, and there are also tide whales.
Tide whales are legendary sea beasts that are extremely dangerous. They can appear and disappear without a trace, and one is capable of destroying 2 or 3 submarines. And yet, Raphael can control them just by whistling, right? The existence of tide wheels has never been confirmed. Besides, something's not right. We can't let this lead go to waste. You were warned. The sunset's fiery red spills across the deck of the mining base. The steel floor reflects the metallic gleam. My attendants and I silently neutralize the stationed guards and decipher the submarine's access codes within the base. The submarine lights pierce through the dark ocean. I sit in the control room as we reach the mining area at a depth of 3,000 meters.
Warning. Continuous anomalous fluctuations detected in the magnetic field ahead.
Navigate the area. Following the direction of the anomalies, the submarine descends. Slowly, the seawater is illuminated by a fluorescent blue light. I know it's because of the Astapacith, but it melts into seawater and manifests as radiant blue specks of light. They float and shimmer with the currents. I've only seen extracted Astapacith before. I never expected it to be this bright. It can almost illuminate the entire ocean. Astapacith surrounds the submarine and it becomes increasingly brighter as they make out a clear, dark blue path of light. At the end of it lies a sunken, abandoned structure on the seabed. Oh. Move closer and get a better look.
Yes, Your Majesty.
The submarine searches through the structure. After we pass several ornately carved stone pillars, our field of vision expands. This appears to be a garden. Is this going to be like a reference to Lemuria or something like that? Throughout history, Lemuria has experienced many instances of submersion. This place must have been a city at one point. You know, I just noticed that Lemuria is this is Muria. It's not spelled quite the same though. I think it's IA. The submarine system indicates another light source has been detected. Masses of Astapacith appear. They swirl around a colorful cluster of coral. I slowly approach. The murky seawater becomes clear and reveals a sight I can hardly believe. Oh? Is that a person? Rafayel, right? The fluorescent blue ring of light softly illuminates his face, and even though I'm a considerable distance away, I still recognize him. Show us the mermaid. Without his mask and robes, Rafayel no longer resembles a lofty saint-arc. He rests quietly in the coral as if he's in a peaceful slumber. So what? He has to come like recharge, maybe. I can see the tide prayer being a day where it would most affect him, and maybe he's coming to slumber. Because there was like a thing in one of his cards, I think it's like ebb and flow, where there's like one day a year where Lemurians are their most vulnerable, and maybe that's why it's blocked off. He has to come here and not to be vulnerable, protect his vulnerability. That's just my guess anyway. Rafayel, why is he here? Astapacith gathers around him and forms slender chains of energy. They pierce his body. Particles of blue light, fluorescent blue light particles flow towards Rafayel as if they're delivering energy to him. Astapacith can be directly injected into the body and become unstable energy. This will surely bring unimaginable power to the Empire. She's gonna take it. Before my gaze moves away from the sight, torrential roar shakes the seawater. The radar is sending out alarms. A massive tail sweeps over the submarine and a ferocious sea monster bursts through the darkness. The Empire submarine of the highest grade is destroyed just like that. He's protecting Rafayel. The tide whale, how is this possible? They warned you. What do you mean, how is it possible? In the violent impact, I fall into the ocean. Although technology allows me to breathe underwater, I feel pain. Oh. Rafayel is still there. In this critical moment, I don't have time to think on how I'm supposed to. I don't have time to think about how he might be someone I'm supposed to kill. My instincts tell me to save him. Save him? Oh. Violent turbulence fails to wake Rafayel, so I grit my teeth, swim to his side, and grab his arm. But the asbestos acts like vines that are growing from his body. They're resisting me. Flames soar towards the sky from the submarine's location. I'm running out. No! I'm running out of time. Desperate, I pull him back. When the submarine explodes, I tear Rafayel out of the coral formation, and the thunderous sound causes the seawater to churn. The sea monster's shadow looms over me, but I can't... but I can't give in to fear. I use all my strength to swim upward. This is like the reverse of the reverse of what they've been doing in the past. He saved her like twice from the water, right? Once in the main story, whenever she kind of ordered him through their bond, and then once in the sea god one, after she frees him from his shackles, and now she's rescuing him. But the seawater's depths is too much. After swimming for who knows how long, I slowly become exhausted. Oh. My consciousness scatters, my body sinks until a hand grabs hold of me. Rafayel? He's like, you shouldn't be here. I warned you. He's going to swim back up. A suffocating sensation fills my chest. The water chokes me. Then I wake up. After coughing a few times, I finally recover from the dizziness. He's a mermaid even in this one. He's a mermaid in all of them. There's a stove where scattered pieces of firewood burn. A light is cast on the narrow room's damp floor and walls. A box of emergency rations marked as fish is propped over a pile of firewood, and Rafayel's shadow sways along with a fishy aroma marked as fish. Hey, look. No hood. I want one without a hood. I just want this. That's all I want. He even took off its face mask. Rafayel. I didn't mistake him for someone else in the ocean, but where are we? How is he still...
Eat.
Eat the fish. As he speaks, he tears open a package of fish and places the food on the ground. You. Are you embarrassed? Imbar? A thin, trembling kitten emerges from the corner and eats happily. She thought he was referring to her. I did too, but still.
This is for cats. Are you a cat?
Are you a cat? Silas thinks she is. Ignoring his teasing, I cautiously surveyed the area. Although the room is small, it has a basic living facilities, yet it looks like somewhat old and displays a sign of wear and tear. It is as if no one has been here for a long time. You got me out of the ocean. Where are we?
This is a temporary base that people used when they mined Astaspith. It was abandoned a long time ago. When we surfaced, this was the closest location. We'll be resting here for a while.
Rafayel lowers his gaze and watches the cat lick the fish.
In any case, I just fished you out.
What about my attendants? I removed the locator from my waterproof cloak and opened it. The signal sources marking my attendants have been disconnected. I hope nothing bad happened to them. Because I'm worried about my attendants' safety, I want to leave as quickly as possible. I don't think too deeply and pull open the heavy iron door. The endless darkness, icy rainwater, and wind hit me. I can't open my eyes even though I am near the door. With no other choice, I close the door. You will be there for a while.
You're the one who got disconnected. This place is far away from Muria's main island. We have to wait for the storm to stop before we can leave. Your people are alive on the main island. Even if they could rescue you, it'd take at least a day.
So I have to stay here with him for now. No, you're in his care now. Back inside the base, I check the mechanical blade hidden on my wrist as a precaution.
If I wanted to kill you, you'd already be dead.
I know, right? You were unconscious for how long? Being cautious never hurts. Ever since the people started addressing me as Your Majesty, I've always had a weapon on hand. I also hear the Saint Targ experienced similar troubles.
Heard? I thought you did a thorough investigation.
Even though Rafayel exposed my purpose, I don't panic. He has countless people who can serve as informants, and this is his home planet. Finding out what we're doing would be a simple matter.
You're bolder than I imagined. I warned you, and yet you still chose to follow me here.
How else can a person uncover the most valuable of secrets if they don't venture into danger? It turns out the reserve Saint Tark has to absorb Espistith to sustain himself. And Espistith allows you to use those mystical arts, correct?
People who know too many secrets don't live long.
You have been warned. His words are threatening, but Rafayel... Nope. But Rafayel acts as though he's the one being threatened. The color has drained from his face in the blink of an eye. Oh. Tino to me secrets. Realizing he is unwell, I cautiously sit up to move closer and observe his condition. I'm not sure if I'm seeing things, but there seem to be a faint blue specks of light on Raphael's skin. As soon as I reach out to touch them, Raphael grabs my wrist.
You've crossed the line, Your Majesty.
Don't touch me. Are they scales? He has scales on his neck, doesn't he? He stares at me and the streaks of fluorescent blue light flashes in his eyes. It adopts a sharp edge. I love it. His eyes flash blue though. They're so beautiful. That fluorescent blue, Espistith has the exact same color. It seems my guess was correct. He's unwell, and perhaps it's because I interrupted him while he was absorbing energy. Puzzled by why I suddenly wanted to touch Raphael, I retreat and pull my hand back. Don't misunderstand. I thought that if something were to happen to you here, the conflict between the Empire and the Sanctide Court would only escalate.
Assuming this conflict exists, why did you save me?
Maria was once under the Empire. In other words, you're also my subject. Can a ruler stand by and watch their subject die?
You're so kind.
Sarcastically. Raphael turns away. His breathing heavy. Hot air leaves his nose. I stand, walk to the table, and use the firelight to find the drinking water tank in the corner. After confirming it's clean, I take a small bowl and get water for Raphael. Here, drink. He lifts his eyelids to glance at me, his expression somewhat perplexed. You did save me.
I just need to rest. I'm not dying.
Not dying. It's the time of the year where he's vulnerable, so I'm guessing still. Despite saying that, Raphael takes the bowl, he drinks the water, and I start to walk around the room. In the corner of the room, rust-covered machinery is piled up. At its center is an electronic display, its screen covered in dust. I gently touch the screen, several words appear, Espistith mining log. The first page is a record of sea monster sightings. I didn't think the whale tides from legend actually existed.
Many entities in those myths might be real.
At some point, Raphael had moved behind me. When I turn, I almost bump into his nose. His pupils and his skin have returned to normal, and the fluorescent blue marks have disappeared. He's recovered, I suppose. According to this legend, the Sanctarch eats raw meat, drinks blood, and sleeps with his eyes open, but judging by what I've seen today, that's not exactly accurate. Besides, the important things that do matter don't appear in myths. We're close enough that I can hear him breathe. Raphael's gaze is no longer sharp. In fact, there is a nonchalant laziness to it. I clear my throat and step back, but in the attempt to create some distance between us, I knock over the receiver on the table. He's being awkward.
This is the Narek Temporary Mining Base's real-time weather report. At 2025, the 2-hour storm will gradually end in the Narek Sea. With a visibility of less than 8 kilometers, the northern part of the ocean will face level 4 winds.
I'm stunned. Raphael takes the display from me, flips forward a few pages, and looks down.
Since your curiosity knows no bounds, I'll tell you a story.
Raphael tosses me the display and I catch it. The screen is still lit. It has only one line of text. The sea no longer looks like our home. Where else can we go?
Once upon a time, there was a thriving seaside city in Muria. It had an abundance of natural resources. In the vast cosmos, the planet remained undiscovered for a long time. The people lived peacefully. Years later, Muria was discovered. That was when the slaughter began. Before the technology for extracting Astaspith was fully developed, the few survivors were used as mining tools.
Yeah, that makes me so sad. It represents the same story and like the main story, right? Lemuria was found by Ever, and then they sent people to go and basically tear it apart, find out more about Lemurians and stuff like that, and been reduced to nothing, essentially. The strong prey on the weak. I would hope both of us understand that. If you aren't the person standing in the apex, then even survival itself becomes a luxury.
Isn't the tension between the Empire and the Sanctite Court also a form of survival of the fittest?
Raphael turns off the receiver and the static in the air disappears. Is that why you want power? You don't want to be weak. You just refuse to be defeated in this race. Or rather, you want revenge against the people who harmed this place. Exactly like the main story. Raphael never changes. I'm okay with this. I like Raphael's story. His whole story. I like all of it. Probably my favorite story.
They've already paid the price. The execution of the former Emperor is one part of it.
Oh.
Opposing the Sanctite Court won't be beneficial.
Noticing the implication behind Raphael's words, I go to a blank page on the display and draw a few lines. I wonder if the Sanctite Court is a bunch of people from that Muria city. Maybe most of them are probably vanished and he's like one of the last people remaining. The diagonal lines are the eaves of a roof, and two small figures sit under them. The wavy lines represent the burning firewood. Everything matches our current surroundings. The present is the present. The future is another story. Since neither of us can go back, we might as well pretend you're not the Sanctart and I'm not the Empress. We can at least try to be friendly. Raphael stares at my simple sketch and touches it. As if waking up from a dream, he sweeps his finger across it like he's cutting thin air. The drawing disappears.
Let's go.
Like, I don't know about that. 2 wins.
The rain has ceased. We'll visit the small islands around the temporary base. Maybe we can contact your attendants.
No comment. We're not commenting on this. Outside the seas, the surface has calmed down. This is a small, low structure built from materials that won't easily erode from seawater. Waves crash against the jetty outside the base. Droplets land on my shoes. I follow Raphael and board the speedboat at the end of the jetty. The propeller spins, stirring up the seawater. The base's figure slowly recedes into the night. After traveling for some time, a narrow strip of land emerges from the mist. The town's light twinkle and the sea breeze carries distant, melodious, cheerful music. This place seems to be celebrating a festival. Streamers hang from the buildings with neat pointed roofs. The shops on both sides of the street glow with warm lights. You know, I should probably read the other two myths of Xavier and Zane before I read this, because I'm noticing things from the myths that are in here. Like this little festival. She went to a festival with him, like, the night before, like, the high tide came or something like that. The night before the city was to be swept away, right? They had this cute little outing, just like this. All the little references are really cute. I don't know. Maybe I should read them. I feel like I'll be missing out on them if I don't. Rafayel did say Myria was destroyed during an invasion. But the streets before me show no traces of disaster. Coming here from the silent, dilapidated, temporary base makes me feel like I've traveled through time. The locator beeps twice and calls me back to reality. It indicates the connection has been restored, and I send my coordinates to my attendants.
Every year on the night of the Tide Prayer, they host a celebration.
A fragrant aroma wafts over. Raphael hands me a paper bowl filled with grilled fish.
Take it. This is the grilled fish I owe you.
Thank you. Despite expressing my gratitude, I hesitate for a moment. I don't know if I should accept it.
Once you're done eating.
Raphael sees this and puts it directly into my hands.
You should go.
Oh? What about you?
No one recognizing me is a rare occurrence. I want to stay for a bit.
They're on some, like, remote island is what I'm guessing. Someone that he very rarely visits. Raphael looks relaxed, and it appears that he does want to linger for such a simple reason. Cheerful music resounds in my ear. A carefree woman wearing dark blue dance skirts step into the clearing that could hardly be called a square. They dance passionately, swinging their skirts. They're reminiscent of fish swimming in the ocean. I pick up the fish. I taste its freshness, and the flavor of being free from heavy responsibilities is something I rarely experience. What's the name of that dance?
It's not a specific dance. When the music plays, they move based on how they feel. Do you want to try?
I was wondering if he was going to ask. Addressing the Empress by her first name. I know, right? I pause. It's been many years since anyone addressed me as such. It's been so long that I had forgotten that being the Empress is simply a role.
There's no such thing as empresses or sanctarchs here. I believe we're just two ordinary people.
It's so romantic. I like it so much. Take his hand. Okay, Raphael. The corner of his mouth curls upward, and I place my hand on his shoulder. Just so you're aware, I'm good at dancing.
Are you referring to the times you listened to solemn melodies in the palace? You only wore the appropriate poses and expressions.
Appropriate?
That can't be called dancing.
Raphael supports my waist with one hand, using his grip. No. Raphael supports my waist with one hand. Using a firm grip, he pulls me closer. I had to lower myself to lean back and lean back. Lower myself and lean back. Okay. You go away, please. Okay. He leans down, seemingly immobilizing me in his embrace. His unyielding authority refuses to be resisted. They're so cute. He's romantic even when he's not trying to be. It's just part of his personality.
You can let me lead.
Of course, you're the man. Lead away. Rafayel, allow me to tell you a secret. Oh. I'm not the obedient, docile person you think I am. Outside the palace, I have other sides you've never seen before. Oh, really? So, lead the dance. I push Rafayel away, immediately step forward. Look at that face, he's intrigued. Without giving Rafayel a chance to react, I take his hand. Pulling him towards me, I become the one who leads the dance. Our hands move across each other's bodies in accordance to the rhythm. We must look intimate at this moment. Oh, they're just getting swept away in the moment, aren't they?
I take back what I said about not seeing how you're special.
Not seeing how you're special. That's so cute. As the music gradually fades, Rafayel catches me. While those final notes resound, we lock eyes. Neither of us speak until the voices around us erupt in excitement. Only then does the air seem to rush into the space between us.
Wait.
They had a moment together. I realized that all the men who had been dancing are now bowing down to kiss the back of their partner's hand. Oh. But kissing the back of one's hand has another meaning in the Empire. What does it mean? During a monarch's coronation ceremony, the Sanctide Court's Sanctart kisses the back of their hands, a gesture of approval and recognition. Oh. Even though this isn't a coronation, I try to pull away, but Rafayel doesn't let go.
Why are you worried? This is nothing more than a meaningless kiss given to a dance partner.
Meaningless, not to her though. My heart pounds like a drum. I assume it's because I danced so passionately. You think, that's what you think, huh? I offer my hand to Rafayel on his soft lips. There we go. I immediately touch the back of my hand. The sensation tickles it and gently ripples outward. For some reason, a thought appears in my mind. Why do they gotta go so fast? So, it's a gesture of approval and recognition. For some reason, a thought appears in my mind. If there's anything that could commemorate these few seconds, it'd be the kiss. Commemorate. You gotta remember it forever. The locator on my cloak vibrates. My attendants are sending me a signal. The moment has been broken. When the device starts ringing, it means they found my location. They're on the way to take me back. Aww. She's like reluctant to leave now, doesn't want to go. My freedom has already come and gone. I feel a hint of regret.
Do you want to stay here?
No. But the way she said it, she's like, no. A thought involuntarily raises in my mind. In the time I have left, what else can I do with Rafayel? Is it bedroom scene time? Hopefully it's not. They barely know each other, right? Involuntarily, a thought involuntarily raises in my mind. What else can I do? My gaze falls on Rafayel and I realize I shouldn't dwell on it. What I must do is wait for the moment when we part ways. It's dark now. I guess it was always dark. It was just lit up. Following the crowd as it disperses, Rafayel and I walk along the street heading toward the coast. The sea wind stirs, and a chapel stands alone on the edge of a cliff.
Shall we wait there?
Oh. in the chapel. Okay. I have to watch it now because of this. So, in my spare time, I guess I'm going to read Xavier Smith. I'm going to read Zane Smith because of this. This is where I don't know if you guys read it or not, but I'm just going to yap, right? So, this is the pool Raphael stayed in whenever he was staying with her on land. I think this was her room, or it might have been a chapel, like he said, where they come, and it's only them. This is their place to reside as gods. Well, he was a god. She was, I don't know if she was immortal or what, but essentially, she was a very important person too. But yeah, this is where his pool was. It was very deep because she's went in at once. That's like his cleansing pool. But yeah, now I have to. Otherwise, I'm going to miss all the references, aren't I? You push open the chapel's heavy doors and sit on the pews. The dim light before the statue envelops us. The silent, boundless sea surges under the moon. When the time comes, we'll see my attendant's arrival through the window. The chapel is vast, and the lights around us are faint. From the prayer room located in its depths, the intermitted voice of a devout person can be heard. Devout person.
Oh, divine Stella Ocean, I love someone who cannot love me back. Our families are locked in a bitter conflict. We're destined for different paths, so we can't be together. Please forgive me for my sins. I fell in love with her. Please forgive me for my sins. I kissed her and touched her body. Please forgive me for being unable to suppress my love for her. Even now, I can't forget her.
The voice stops and the chapel falls silent. But his prayers linger in my ears. They turn into thoughts I can't ignore. How will the Sanctite Court deal with such a sin?
To love or not to love, neither is under the gods' dominion.
So being destined for different paths is utter nonsense. I look up, a blinding flash of lightning shoots across the sky and illuminates the chapel. It's going to rain soon. In that brief radiance, I look at Raphael. I like this music. He thinks falling in love with someone he shouldn't love is a sin, but maybe this was inevitable for him. Oh? The downpour starts. I can almost believe in my heartbeat is the sound of rainfall. Using the heavy rain to drown out my racing heart, I move in. No. Using the heavy rain to drown out my racing heart, I move an inch to be closer to Raphael. In the quietness, Raphael watches me for a long time. Then he gradually leans in until our bodies are seemingly pressed together. I see my reflection in Raphael's right eye before our lips touch. Oh. They're just all suddenly drawn to each other. It's like inevitable. I wonder if it's the bond working, like the bond behind the scenes. I don't know if they have a bond in this or not, but it's kind of been the underlying main story for them, right? Perhaps he no longer sees an experienced empress. Rather, there's only one woman he still wants to be close to after stripping away every identity. Yeah, they're just drawn to each other. It doesn't matter where they are.
It's time. You should leave.
The locator continuously emits the sound as if reaching the end of a countdown. Oh, and it was broken by her duty, right? She has to go. It's like forbidden love. What the guy was saying. They just can't be. They can't stay. Maria's climate is unstable. It's common for sudden downpours to come as quickly as they go. When I leave the chapel, the rain has eased. On the holographic map, a spacecraft that's here to pick me up is descending nearby. Brushing away my windswept hair, I look at Raphael as harsh light blazes behind me. I watch him move closer to the shore, one step at a time. Worry clenches my heart. Aww. He's worried about him. Raphael, the sea has waves at least 1,000 feet high crash against the land behind him. He watches me from a distance. He's not worried. He's a sea god.
I don't really want you dead anymore. Life actually feels interesting when you're the Empress.
When did he say that? The tide whale leaps out of the water, his massive shadow enveloping me in the spacecraft. Enveloping you. Raphael falls backward into the sea, then the tide whale crashes into the ocean with a thunderous roar. I chase after them. Raphael's figure stands on the departing sea creature as it leaves behind waves reminiscent of mountain ridges on the water surface. I know, Raphael can just control them. Ride away to the sunset on a whale. It's just like in the wedding card. So Raphael and the tide whale aren't enemies. Nope. He controls all of them. They're all loyal to him. That night in Maria feels dreamlike and ethereal. It only visits me after the sun sets in those darkest hours. I know, it's so romantic, wasn't it? But the time in which I've woken up from that dream increasingly grows longer. Sitting upon my throne, I calmly issue the order from a blockade around Maria and discuss strategies related to the planet and asbestos mining. To form a blockade, she's still gonna go against him even after all that. As I expected, Raphael would never allow the Empire to manipulate him like this. Several Imperial officials have died, and so a banquet called the Grand Unveiling has caught my eye. It's a grand event organized by Raphael. Everyone in the Empire is vying for an invitation.
The officials who attended it experienced an episode of madness after leaving. They squandered their wealth, destroyed their reputations, wrote countless bloody confession letters, and took their own lives at the doorsteps. I found this in their homes.
The minister hands me an envelope. Opening it, I find an invitation to the Grand Unveiling. It's from Raphael. So Raphael has made an event called the Grand Unveiling, and he has invited lots of Imperial officials, and they've essentially all died.
The Sanctarch organized this banquet and invited the Empire's most powerful ministers who wielded real authority. Their wealth and reputation are secondary. What matters is the armies under their command.
The Sanctai court can't match the Empire in military strength. They need the troops to break through the blockade. First he used tide prayer as a pretext to absorb asbestos. Now he's using banquets to gather forces so he can fight the Empire. Raphael, you're using the same old tricks. A general standing in the Great Hall steps forward and presents a dagger in an ornate sheath.
Your Majesty, this is a dagger forged from Estaspith. Please accept it for your protection. The Sancti Court shall inevitably challenge us someday. I hope you'll prioritize your safety.
I draw the dagger halfway. The fluorescent blue light shimmers on a sharp cold blade. Find out which officials received invitations to the Grand Unveiling. I want a thorough investigation. In a few days, I'll visit the Sancti Court's chapel and confirm the details of the coronation ceremony. Until then, don't act rashly. It doesn't matter what happens. They bow and acknowledge their orders. I look down and slide the dagger back into its sheath. conflict has arose. Before the coronation ceremony, the Empire had already deployed. Let me get my other game back. There we go. Had deployed troops to Maria. It was to control the Espisteth mining areas and set up extremely strict procedures. Authorization protocols have been set up so the Empire could start at any time. Espisteth became a resource under the Empire's control. It can't fall into the Sanctide Court's hands. And just like that, these forceful measures shattered the superficial peace between the Empire and the Sanctide Court. Here we go. One month later, Coronation Eve. So she hasn't been coronated, right? I feel like that's been the case in all of them. She hasn't. She's the Empress, but she's not, like, I don't know, officially wearing the crown? I don't know. At night, everything is still in the Sanctide Court's chapel. I'm staying here with several attendants as I wait for tomorrow's coronation ceremony. I expected the Sanctide Court to be troublesome, but surprisingly everything has been going smoothly. It's just that the Sanctart hasn't shown up once.
Your Majesty, this is your room.
I nodded and removed my robe, but I am confused as to why the maid is still standing in the doorway. Is there anything else? The maid remains silent, her forearm twitching as she pulls out a note from her pocket. Upon closer inspection, there seems to be a fluorescent blue light clinging to her skin. Rafayel, he's using his power to control her. Annoyed, I unfolded the paper. Top floor to the west, second to last room. Rafayel signed this. Kept in my room. You're giving me this now. What do you want to do? I subconsciously checked the Aspersus dagger that's strapped to my thigh. After tomorrow, I will officially be the Empress, and Rafayel will be nothing more than the Sanctide's Court Sanctarch. Nothing more. This is the last night that belongs to us, two people without any identities. Here we go. While we are two nobodies, let's just embrace the moment. I will attend this meeting. Code name meeting. At midnight, everything is empty and silent in the chapel. The flickering candlelight illuminates the corridors. This outside. Reaching the location mentioned in the note, I push open the door. The starry sky enters my vision, and there's an airship beside the launch platform. Under the starlight, Rafayel stands quietly in front of it. You contacted me in the middle of the night. Are you not going to tell me where we're headed?
So you wouldn't have come if I didn't tell you?
I'm speechless. The airship's hatch opens slowly, and I follow Rafayel into the cockpit. I'm sorry, but he's invited someone to a banquet that has killed officials. She's just going to go with him, you know, thinking nothing of it. Not suspicious at all, right? I don't know. I would be very hesitant. The instruments glow dimly as he skillfully... Instruments glow dimly as he skillfully operates the various controls. The airship stirs up air. With a roar, it's launched into deep space.
You're not even worried about the possibility of me kidnapping you.
No, I just said that. On the night before the coronation, the Sanctarch takes the Empress and runs away. It doesn't sound like kidnapping. It's almost like...
We're eloping?
I was thinking something along those lines. We're settling a personal vendetta. The passage grows narrower. I watch the coordinates blink as the navigation system shows that we're approaching the border. A realization dawns on me. You're taking me to the interstellar fortress.
You're clever.
The interstellar fortress acts as a barrier. It's the sentinel standing in front of Deepspace's forbidden zones. Beyond it, the area is filled with turbulence and debris. It's extremely dangerous for a flying spacecraft to navigate.
If you're scared, you can still change your mind.
Taking you somewhere remote. You're here. Why should I be afraid? Even so, I immediately checked the safety equipment inside this spacecraft.
Don't worry. I'll bring you back safely so others won't think we actually eloped.
Hey, I would be okay with them thinking whatever they wanted with Rafayel. The rapidly spinning propellers disperse the dark-colored mist. Several towers rising towards the deep space stand guard over the safety barrier along the perimeter. The airship enters the departure zone. Several beams of light streak across the sky, and the almost transparent barrier opens up on both sides. The vast cosmos unfolds before us. In the distance, blinding light pulsates like a series of detonations. Is this where their card takes place? I'm thinking it is, because as I'm thinking about it, it seems like they were somewhere in space, right? Another neutron star has exploded somewhere far away.
You've seen meteoroids explode in space?
When I was young, I was kidnapped because of my status as the crown princess. They took me and fled. Since they chose to only use hidden interstellar routes, I salted once during a journey.
I thought you were well protected since childhood.
It's because danger was always lurking. Special protection was par for the course.
So what happened?
I finished them off personally. That's so funny. I've got a dagger on my thigh and I'm not afraid to use it.
You must repay any grudge, huh? In a way, you're just like me.
Just realized my headphones are on backwards. Oh my goodness. I'm like, where's my volume button? I didn't even notice until now. You're just like me. Repay any grudge. I know, right?
Sit tight.
Where are we going? He activates the airship's defense mechanisms. The vessel suddenly surges forward. He activates the starship's defense mechanisms. The vessel speed suddenly surges and I am forcefully pressed into my seat. Meteoroids of all sizes form a narrow tunnel. We weave through the bizarre otherworldly scenery. The instrument's panel reflects Rafayel's calm expression. Amid the violent turbulence, he pilots the airship and breaks free from this obstacle-filled galaxy. The vessel scrapes the torrent and enters an ocean of stars. What is this place? It's as if we've fallen into a pool of water under the setting sun. A purplish-red nebula forms two wings against the cosmic canvas. It's like a dancing butterfly.
The Butterfly Nebula is the result of two meteoroids colliding. It's hidden behind the turbulence, and it's impossible to see unless you pass through the chaos. Tomorrow is your coronation ceremony. I think you should have a good gift.
I turn my head toward Rafayel. Because I looked at the nebula for so long, the colors belonging to that ocean of stars gently veil my eyes. In my vision, Rafayel is also tinted with those hues. The sight becomes a memory related to this night. It's more beautiful than when I saw it as a child, thank you. At this moment, I seemingly have gained the freedom to be honest with my feelings. Aww. Envy those two meteoroids. One of them collided with the other. They couldn't escape their fates, yet in the process they became a rare, beautiful spectacle.
They've been shattered, broken into little pieces. Is being envious of that worthwhile? I won't accept such an outcome, and I don't believe in fate either. I believe wherever my choices lead me, shall be my fate.
Before I can fully process what is happening, Raphael leads towards me. His palm, clad in his searing warmth, is pressing against my thigh over the clothing. Oh. He's searching for the dagger. Or something else. Oh, I got the little thing. My bad. It's fine. Intimate yet methodical, his hand moves up by half an inch. My heart skips a beat. We're passing moves now, are we? Raphael touches my dagger. Maybe he is searching for the dagger.
You know I won't start a war in Muria, so you set up a blockade around the Astaspith mining areas.
I'm onto you, woman. You figured it out.
Many have sat on that imperial throne.
You're not the first clever person.
I thought you'd be the same as them.
Oh, is she more clever then? In the dimly lit cockpit, our breaths mingle as Raphael moves closer. I can feel his gaze on me. Judging by his expression, he realizes he's aware that I brought a dagger. He also knows where it is. I know. He had to do a thorough investigation.
You're not the first ruler who wanted to kill me. But you're the first to call me by my name, and the first one to dance with me.
Aww. Is that something worth a while, Raphael? He pushes my robe aside, but what touches me isn't Raphael's hand, it's a cold glass bottle. What? He puts a bottle on her? Okay. He tucks it under my thigh strap. The item sits next to my dagger.
I found an interesting bauble. When two people drink this potion, they will form an unbreakable connection. They will share each other's joy, pain, and death.
Oh, is that what she gives you? I was just calling it a love potion in the reaction trailer because as soon as she gave it to him, he was all over her. They'll share an unbreakable connection. So this is like them forming their bond then, right? I don't know how it actually formed in the myth. I'm sure it'll be revealed over time, or maybe it has in like the main story because there's a new main story update, right? And I just haven't figured it out yet.
It's not love per se, but it's almost like it.
And death, huh? They'll share their deaths. Raphael's gentle gaze floats and settles on my lips.
You can choose the dagger or the potion.
I feel like she chooses both because he even said you could try to kill me. And then when the dagger doesn't work, just make him succumb, right? The distance between us is no bigger than a hair. We stare at each other and share a look that's impossible to decipher, to surrender to. Impossible to surrender. In that daze, my memories of our time in that chapel in Muria return. Our breaths intermingled as we were almost pressed up against each other. But that was merely a momentary lapse of judgment. I should erase it from my mind. Aww. He's too stubborn. Raphael, I want to secure my position as Empress. The choice I'll make is the one you don't want to hear. Aspasteth is already under the Empire's control. I now possess a weapon capable of threatening the Sanctite Court and Raphael. When victory is within reach, choosing love would be absurd. Aw, he looks so hurt. Look at that face. Oh, now there's a smile back. He looked hurt for a moment. Man, he's like not truly against her. I feel like he's not, even though they've been oppressive, right? That's why I feel like he's just she declined it. Raphael averts his gaze and moves back to create an appropriate distance between us. Oh, back to professional. The airship is restarted. It stirs up the dust that quietly floats in deep space. I steady myself, but as Raphael pilots the airship to leave, I can't help but look back. The magnificent butterfly remains as if it will never change. We who witnessed it, however, shall return to turbulent currents. Oh, that's really sad. Really sad. Like, if we both drink this, we'll be connected. She's like, denied. Sunlight passes through the opening at the top of the dome and falls onto a sacred chapel where the coronation ceremony is held. Under everyone's watchful gaze, I stand before the stained glass window, wearing my robes for the coronation ceremony. I look at the sculpture that belongs to me. The chapel bells ring as scheduled, but the Saint Tark has yet to appear. There's no need to wait for his quintessence. Proceed with the ceremony. After an oath is sworn, the Saint Tark places the crown upon the monarch's head. It symbolizes the Sanctite Court's approval of royal authority. What do you mean he's not necessary? He's got to put the crown on your head. Rafayel isn't here, so I don't intend to continue following this precedent.
Your Majesty.
The attendant by my side wears a solemn expression.
We just received word that the Sanctite Court has attacked the Empire's forces in Muria. They're currently engaged in combat.
Wow. He's like, you know I won't start a war on my home planet. The war has started. He has gone back on it. I anticipated this, but my heart still sinks when I hear the news.
His quintessence, the Sanctarch, has arrived.
The officiant immediately bows his head as a form of salutation. Meanwhile, I look at the gates. A stern expression is on my face. Oh. Stern. Sanctite Court members surround Rafayel as he enters. Today he wears the most ceremonial, solemn attire that belongs only to the Sanctarch. The Sanctarch must think that the process of presenting the crown to the Empress is unimportant. His quintessence has only arrived now, after all. It just so happens that I share the same sentiment. Since the Empress rules over the Empire, it's natural for the Sanctite Court to not interfere. Everyone understands the meaning behind my words. The Empress doesn't need the Sanctite Court's recognition. The Imperial soldiers on standby place their hands on their swords in unison. The Sanctite Court members assume their same stands, and the atmosphere becomes tense. Rafayel, at the center of everyone's attention, raises his hand slightly. The court members lower their weapons.
If there is no crown, then there is no sovereignty. Surely Her Majesty has no intention of ignoring history.
Perhaps my actions will set the next precedent. Rafayel extends his hand towards me. It's an invitation to start the ceremony. My goodness. It's an invitation to start the ceremony where he kisses the back of my hand. I don't move. Rafayel watches me, his expression calm. A streak of fluorescent blue light flashes across his eyes. Do it now. Her heart is beating. Is he manipulating her? Rafayel's gaze controls my movements. My unconsciousness scatters for a moment, and I watch myself place my hand into his palm. He's controlling her. He's using his power to control me. He bows slightly and places a gentle, warm kiss on the back of my hand. I can only look at him. The person before me is strange and familiar. His kiss on the back of my hand overlaps with the memories of our time in Muria. Rael and Rafayel's time has ended. All that remains is the Empress and the Sanctarch.
On behalf of the Sanctite Court, I shall bless the new Empress. The Sanctite Court shall continue to work with the Empire to establish legitimacy in the Alor Galaxy.
The fluorescent blue glow in Rafayel's eyes fade, and I pull my hand away. I've also been waiting for this day for a long time. His pause is almost imperceptible. He takes the crown and places it on my head.
Allow me to send a congratulatory gift. I would like to formally invite the Cosmic Empire's Empress to the grand unveiling banquet.
Is this a passive-aggressive way of saying, I want you dead? My goodness. I suppress my surprise as every gaze in the room falls on me and Raphael. Those unaware of the truth might think Raphael is extending a olive branch towards the Empire. But I know this is a trap I can't simply refuse. She has to go. Once the ceremony has ended, the statue of me returns to the palace.
Your Majesty, where would you like to place your sculpture?
The sunset glow filters through the window on both sides of the courtyard, like gauze that covers the statue's face. I trace her eyes with my fingers and wonder how long it took Raphael to carve this. I don't want the sculpture. Dang. I draw the dagger meant for Raphael from my thigh and viciously stab the statue. Oh my goodness. He is so upset. The stone cracks from where the blade was plunged. Tiny fragments tumble down. Destroy it. I pull the dagger out and use more force compared to when I stabbed the statue. Dang. Battles have raged on in Muria for months. Daily battle reports flood in like snowflakes. The Sanctite court has controlled Muria for a long time, and their familiarity with the ocean's planet's terrain compensates for their inferior troops. The Empire's advance is exceptionally slow. Igniting war is merely a horrific choice. Killing 1,000 enemies means losing 800 of our own. Given the current circumstances, the best solution is to kill Raphael. At first, I'm reluctant about the banquet, but after some careful consideration, this seems to be the perfect opportunity. I shall use this chance to figure out what Raphael intends to accomplish with this death banquet. So I attend the event. Here we go. Very beautiful, isn't it? The spaceship hosting the banquet floats quietly in the cosmos. My forces remain hidden nearby to provide support at a moment's notice. Unlike ordinary spaceships, the vessel has been divided into banquet halls of various sizes. Its interior possesses luxury decorations. The quiet corridor is seemingly endless. The Sanctite Court members walk ahead and lead me into the banquet hall located at the spaceship's innermost depths.
His quintessence is waiting for you inside.
Inside, there is only one lit lamp above the center of the long table. Across the dark red curtains, shadows dance with the swaying candlelight. Raphael sits on one side of the long table. Next to him is a wine glass that's half full. It's as if he's been waiting for quite some time. The supposedly dreadful grand unveiling banquet is drinking with the Sanctarch.
I wouldn't say it's the grand unveiling banquet. I prefer to think of it as a private invitation. Everyone who has been invited to attend must first demonstrate their loyalty to the Sanctite Court. You're the only exception.
Must demonstrate their loyalty. What does that mean? But the guests are people from the Empire. Raphael raises his hand slightly, and the red curtain beside the tables are opened. Beyond the glass, a statue of the Stella Ocean stands in the center of another dimly lit banquet hall. Boxes of gold, silver, and jewels lie at the foot of the statue, their scattered reflections fragmenting solemn lines until they're barely recognizable. Some imperial ministers are devoutly reciting prayers before the statue. Hey.
I didn't force them to do anything. I told them to attend the banquet and offer their most prized possessions. Then, they can gain the Sanctite Court's favor. Once the war in Muria ends, they can become members of the Sanctite Court. They'll possess a status that's far more superior to an Imperial citizen's. The people of the Empire might revere them.
And yet I am lost once again about what's going on. So they say things with an underlining meaning, and I have trouble grasping what that meaning is. So I don't even remember what was said before about what they did before they inevitably killed themselves. So there's a statue, and the Imperial citizens are offering their prized possessions to show their loyalty. And then once the war ends, they can become members.
They suspected that I had killed quite a few attendees here. Yet, when it comes to the taste of power, they were willing to betray their country.
Rafayel walks up to the glass and looks at the people on the other side. He seemingly enjoys their greedy behavior. You keep the useful ones who happen to hold high positions in the Empire, convert them to your cause, and use them to undermine the Empire's rule. You extract riches from those who aren't useful to you. Your tactics are more ruthless than actual warfare. Don't lag. He turns, picks up a glass of wine.
Since this is a
my goodness. He turns, picks up a wine glass, and hands it to me.
banquet, let's have a drink first.
I ignore the glass and don't look at him. What's she looking at then?
Constantly targeting each other will only ensure mutual destruction, but we can change our approach. For example, we can cooperate.
The Sanctite Court controls Aspasteth. Cooperation will be difficult when there's a conflict of interest. As soon as I turn to leave, an irresistible force controls me. The fluorescent blue rises in Rafayel's pupils. Oh. You. My people are outside, Rafayel.
No one wants to see a fight to the death. If anything, I'm your best choice. My sincerity is eliminating traitors in their quest for power. Do you actually need those who forsake the Empire for small favors?
A good question. I watch myself pick up the glass and drain it in one go. Dang. Everything seemingly becomes hazy. I can't even clearly see what's in front of me. There was something in the wine. Where are you taking me?
It'll be over soon.
Oh no. Where are we going? Oh, here we go. Please don't lag. I don't like it. Oh, that's so beautiful. So beautiful. She's like passive now. He's pacified her.
Welcome to my private domain.
Oh.
Your Majesty.
Your Majesty. Stand. What did you do at the banquet? She pushed him away. Stands up.
The guests demanded miracles. They got what they wanted.
Look at him. He's so manipulative when he wants to be, isn't he? They got what they wanted. She could barely stand.
Look. Imperial power stole their land, blood, and lives.
That's so pretty.
They resisted. However, faith can make them willingly offer up those things.
Break free. Break free. Don't forget, your faith was built upon my territory. Look at that face. Read him. Oh my goodness. Jeez. He's so violent. You've witnessed my choice. You can either submit to me or die by my blade.
Will my death benefit you?
You could try to kill me.
Killing me would be the worst choice.
Oh my goodness. What are you doing? Retreat! Retreat! No! I missed it.
Try it. I don't mind.
Wow. Goodbye, Raphael. Hold him. No, come back. Oh, he vanished. Where'd he go? Wait, I didn't mean to. Oh, she's regretting it. Is this his plan? To make her think that he's dead, to make her realize what's in her own heart. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, hi, I'm back. Oh, talk. You used your power to trick me. I know, right?
I let you see your own heart, didn't I?
I knew it. He wanted her to see what was in her own heart. You do care for me. I know you do. You can have your dagger back, by the way. You win. Tell me what you want.
To make me submit, you need more than power.
Oh my goodness. I love how he just, like, worships her.
Use yourself.
Oh. Use that potion I gave you. Take out the potion. Use yourself to make me submit. If you want me, then you have to give yourself up to me. Submit to me, Raphael. Like, I accept. Look at that face. Still holding on to her. Drop it.
From now on, you and I, together with our power, we're conspirators.
Conspirators. I was gonna say unstoppable, but it's conspirators. Oh, goodness. We are one in my domain now. Like a broken statue. I slept for a long time on Raphael's private island. I dreamed that I was still floating and sinking in Maria's sea. Days I felt a searing pain as if my soul had been split in half. There was an emptiness within my body. I didn't want to float anymore. Yet as I struggled, my consciousness was slowly embraced. Even without opening my eyes, I knew it was Raphael. He's the strangest person I've met, yet he's also the one I'm most familiar with. A part of himself warmly, tenderly fills me. Our lives are intertwined. The Empire's Empress, the Sanctide Court's Sanctarch, those identities are cast aside. We're just simply Raphael and Rafayel. When I wake up, I feel like I've been emerged from seawater. There's not a single ounce of strength left in my body. The morning light in the cosmos is more tranquil than the water's surface. It streams through the portholes to quietly announce the arrival of dawn. Rafayel is holding me and he relaxes his grip once he sees I'm awake. I remember what you said to me when we were in that marine chapel. It's time. Is it time to go? You were referring to the time that belonged to Rafayel and Rafayel. I raised my hand and my fingers caressed Raphael's cheek. From that point on, you were no longer Rafayel to me. You were only the Sanctide Court's Sanctarch.
Actually, I was wondering if the time that belonged to Raphael and you could last forever.
Aww.
So forget what I said. I didn't mean it.
Stay forever. He lowers his gaze only now as he honest with his emotions. His words return to me. Maybe opponents who are evenly matched can be great conspirators. The speedboat stops in the middle of the ocean. Rafayel holds my hand and he guides me to jump into the deep sea. We return to where I once discovered Rafayel. Astapseth drifts like butterflies in the water. They sway with the current.
When I was little, I almost drowned. But that experience allowed me to discover the mysterious connection between my body and Astaspith. I can harness its energy to do some unexpected things.
He just goes to sleep. Rafayel closes his eyes and the Aspista seems to have sensed his presence. They transform into slender conduits that channel energy into his body.
During tide prayer, the energy in my body is almost depleted, so I need to return to Muria's seas every year.
I was right.
I'll be slightly weaker than usual on that day.
Rafayel takes my hand and the Aspista follows him to surround me. A cool sensation surges into my chest. I was gonna say on that day when she's like there and she realizes that he has been scales, he was like, if you want to kill me, this is the time to kill me. She's like, no, I don't want to kill you. Don't want to hurt you. I think I can feel the power you mentioned, Rafayel. I've absorbed the Aspista. Does this mean I can control others? That'd be powerful for her, wouldn't it? I'll give it a try. Rafayel, kiss me. Surprised for less than half a second, Rafayel understands. Smiling, he approaches me.
You can't test your newfound skill on me, even if I'm not being controlled by you.
He caresses my cheek, then his lips are pressed against mine. They're the only warmth in this cold seawater.
I'd still do it.
Oh, I love him so much. He's so cute. As Rafayel gently kisses me, I can sense the power that comes from Astos. I hate this name. I can feel the power that comes from it as well as our body's emotions. Our emotions, sorry. I think that if I stood on the open sea, mentioning love would be enough to make schools of fish follow me. They'd swim toward land. I had no intentions of using warfare as a long-term strategy. It's more like the result of countless causes. A choice one must use because there's nothing else, but fortunately it's not the end. Since I cannot completely eliminate the Sanctite Court, I might as well take the olive branch that Rafayel extended, will step back and cooperate. This is a rational calculation in the outcome I want. After discussing it with the ministers, the Empire and the Sanctite Court agreed to a ceasefire in Muria. In exchange, the Sanctite Court and the Empire fairly divide the mining rights for Aspisteth and clarified their respective interstellar authorities. For centuries, the power struggle between the Sanctite Court and the Empire has ebbed and flowed. Of course they use that choice of word. That's literally the name of that memory. I forgot what it was. The one I've been talking about this whole time. In this era, it has subsided temporarily. The nights in Muria are as lively as ever. The theater's curtains are open, and a brand new play is reaching its climax.
Starting today, you shall be my empress. I will honor you. You shall never be tainted when you receive my love.
Under the stage lights, the Sanctart takes the hand of the Empress. He tries to kiss the back of her hand. She avoids it. Oh.
Your promises are like that beach's sand. They'll disappear once the waves wash over them. How can I trust you?
My dear Empress, You are my diamond in the deep sea. You're dazzling and precious. How could I possibly deceive you?
It's so cheesy, isn't it?
You're talking to me about love? In your eyes, it's a trivial matter.
Oh, he loves her.
Oh my goodness. In the audience, everyone is moved. Their delicate silk handkerchiefs fail to contain falling tears. However, the Empress pulls out a sharp dagger from under her beautiful yet heavy dress. She presses it against the throat of the Sanctarch.
I had a very long dream. In it, we held blades at each other's throats.
The audience is like, oh, what?
We're like the moon and its reflection on the sea's surface. We can't escape each other, yet we'll always be separated, unable to be close.
Mother, aren't they in love? Why would they want to kill each other?
That's true love right there.
You're still young. You don't understand that they must hate each other because of their circumstances, but they love each other because it's what they desire.
The curious crowd frantically enters the theater to witness the love and hatred between the Sanctide Court Sanctarch and the Empire's Empress. When someone in Myria says the word love, the sea breeze carries their story. I wasn't expecting that. It was something completely random to put in that. I thought after, the monologue, it would be over, right? But no, now there's a play after them. Keep their story alive, right? I liked this one. I think this one's my favorite, but that's because I'm a hopeless romantic and I love Raphael's romance in this. It's so sweet. It's almost bittersweet, but in the end, they still decided to be with each other, only because he gave her no choice, but still. He gave her no choice, and then he let her see what she truly wanted, and then she's like, okay, fine, I'll give in to you. I like it. I like it so much. I think if it weren't for Raphael's sassy, somewhat pouty, spoiled personality in the main story, I think he would be my favorite. Because I love all of these cards by him, with him in it. I love all of them. And his backstory just kind of adds to it. His powers, they carry them over through all of the memories. He doesn't have manipulative powers as the sea god, right? Or maybe he does, I don't know. But his eyes glow in that. He can control things. I don't know. I just love it. I finally have the Throne of Eros. Background music. They locked it behind 12 days of login, which irritated the heck out of me. I finally have it. I don't know. But yeah, because this was kind of a romance story, I really liked it. More than the, the bickering and squabbling of the last two cards that I read for power, for authority, and then the random heated bedroom scenes, just completely random. I was not expecting those. Rafayel didn't have one. I'm completely okay with that. Anyway, my family's going to be home soon, so I need to go, and I will record his other one tonight. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed, drop a like down below and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.